Hey Joe, tell us a little about yourself.
I'm Joe Casentino. I'm the broker owner of Morris Park Realty Group and Westchester Realty Consultants. I'm a real estate broker. I've been licensed and been in business for over 20 years. We're established in the Bronx. We also have an office in Westchester County and Harrison. We also branched out to Connecticut. We have an office in Greenwich. And we're a full service real estate brokerage firm. We service sales, rentals, we do home sales, we do condos, co-ops, commercial, we do retail, pretty much anything that has to do with real estate, we will broker for our clients.
How does your supply and demand pricing affect your business?
That's a good question. Supply and demand affects real estate right now when there's limited supply and heavy demand, prices will go up. So as you guys are seeing in the news and you're hearing how home prices have gone up over the last 2 years, it's due to a decrease in the supply of housing. So that was basically because of many builders and home builders got out of new construction in the last 5 years. Especially with the last 2 years with high interest rates, that has caused a tightening on the real estate supply.
Do agents and brokers receive a salary?
No, we work on commission. So if we sell a house and it closes, that's when we get paid. We do have a scale that works percentage or flat fee. So we also would make a commission on any rentals or any type of commercial properties that we sell, but it's not a salary.
Do you receive benefits?
No benefits. We are responsible as small business owners to get our own health coverage and any kind of benefits or financial benefits that we want to do. It's all on us as small business owners. So many realtors will have like an IRA account or a Roth IRA account, or we'll just invest in real estate, and that's basically for our future.
Is there a union at all?
No, we are not part of any unions. We're independently owned. But we do have a National Association of Realtors that is an association that we pay dues to. We also have a local board of realtors and a New York State board of realtors that we pay dues to, but it is not a union.
Do you have a lot of competition?
Yes, we have a lot of competition. As you can see, you drive down any main road and you probably see 5 or 6 real estate firms. Everyone the past 5 years jumped into the real estate business because the market was so good. Everybody thought it was easy to be a realtor, but it is a hard career. It takes a long time, it takes passion, it takes dedication, but there is quite a bit of competition out there, so you really have to be on your game.
How does government regulation affect your business?
Government regulations affect our business very drastically. So especially this last year, we had a ruling from the Department of Justice that came down due to a lawsuit that has affected our business drastically. So it no longer can we do business the same way we've done it. We had to modify our business plans. We had to modify our whole business structure. The way we receive compensation from our clients, the way we communicate to our clients. There's a lot more paperwork involved. With these new regulations, it has slowed things down quite a bit.
Do you advertise your business at all?
Yes, we do a lot of advertising. We do a lot of marketing. We're on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We do print ads, we do magazines, we do folders, we do open houses. We have yard signs, open house signs, door hangers, business cards, postcards. We haven't done newspaper in a while. That's a thing of the past. So now everything has shifted to social media, especially with with the younger audience and the younger buyers. We see a big switch from print to digital. Online, obviously everybody's online searching for homes, so you got to really have a professional digital footprint in your business.
And how would something like that draw people towards you and like get them to actually work, like help, like try to use you?
They draw towards us because they'll see our marketing online. Most of its time it starts online. Then they'll go and check you out. Like they'll check out your social media profile. They'll go on Zillow. They'll go on Realtor.com. They'll say, "Oh, this guy Joe, I saw his video or I saw his post on Instagram. Let me go check him out." And then they'll read about my reviews. They'll see other clients that I've helped in the past. They'll write some reviews about me. So a third-party review on Google or Zillow is a big asset for our business, especially when you're advertising to the public.
Are there many lawsuits in your industry, and what type of lawsuits?
We just had a big lawsuit with the NAR. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It was a national lawsuit that was settled. Millions and millions of dollars were awarded. And like I said in the government regulations piece, this has caused a major shift in the real estate business world. So it has changed the way we have to do business, and it has caused us now to really watch and protect yourself and your business against future lawsuits.
How could protecting yourself lead to less lawsuits and further understanding how
we have to know the law. You have to really be on top of what the lawsuit was. As a broker and an owner of a business, I can't just push it off to the next guy. I can't just say, let them worry about it, or my attorney will worry about it. Because at the end of the day, it's going to come on my shoulders and my business. It's going to affect me and my team. So I have to really be, well versed in the law and know legally and above board of what we are doing and how to do it right.
What is some of the history of your industry, and what's the special license that you need at all?
This is a 100-plus-year-old industry. The real estate industry in the United States is, it's been around for over 100 years. And people have been buying and selling houses and land and going back to, and trading land to, well over 100 years. But the actual real estate, code of ethics is what we go by, was established about 110 years ago in Northeast New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and now it's a national code of ethics, and we are part of a National Association of Realtors. And basically,
what is a couple
licensing?
houses?
So the licensing is obviously you need a state license, New York State license as a real estate agent. You'll be a licensed agent. You have to be 18 years old. You have to pass a state exam. First, you have to do the course, and it's a 77-hour course. You have to pass the school exam. Once you pass school exam, then you take the state exam, and then you have to work 2 years under a licensed broker like myself, and you have to sell or rent and get enough points to then, if you want to go on your own and open up your own brokerage, then you have to take another course, which is another 25-hour course, plus take a state broker's exam. And then once you pass the state broker's exam.
Could you give us some background of your business and how you got into real estate?
Yes, basically about 20 years ago, I owned another business. It was a repair service station, gas station, and repair shop. And then I hired a realtor to sell it for me. Obviously, I didn't know anything about real estate, but I did see how how this realtor came in. He listed the property, he took some pictures, he marketed it, and he quickly found a buyer. And I ended up selling that business, making some money. But then when I saw what the real estate agents made for really not doing a lot of work, for putting a little bit of time in, and they made a nice commission, I said, I want to get involved in this business. It seems like a good business. So I asked around. They had some friends that were in the real estate business, but more on the development side. And they told me, get your license, you could come work with us, and we're building some condos and we're building some properties, so you can help us sell them. So I went and did the course. I went full time, took a 2-week course, took the test, passed it, quickly went into the office, started cold calling. Back then we didn't have the internet, it was just starting, and you had to make phone calls and get on your phone, and we didn't even really have any kind of marketing or advertising. It was all word of mouth. So we would set up basically an open house and advertise our business, like in a local penny pincher or penny saver. And we didn't really do much as far as online advertising. It wasn't invented yet. It was mostly word of mouth and paper flyers or door hangers, or a lot of real estate signs, a lot of for sale signs or open house signs. We would have arrows with different colors pointing directions to the house. Actually, people would drive around and we would put, have certain arrows pointing in strategic areas to try to get people just driving around to come to your open house. Once you had them in the open house, then you can obviously meet them and develop a relationship with them, and get them to sign in, work with them. You had to take people around in your car, or maybe meet them at a property. We really didn't have any kind of emailing, before the internet, and it was really just pick up the phone. I would call the client up, say, I got a new listing, it's in your budget, come look at it. Once they came to the house, it was pretty much done the same way. We used to use a fax machine. Everything had to be faxed over, to an attorney. Now we email everything, but back in the day it was fax machines. Then once we started really getting into 2000s is when the internet, AOL was big. So we all had AOL accounts, and you started emailing your clients. This was like a big thing. Wow, I could email. I just got this listing. I could, take a picture of this house, which was amazing, and upload it. We had like an uploader that would upload the pictures. Nothing, no cameras, no phone cameras. It was all old school. Take a picture, upload the pictures, and then email the listings to the people. And then slowly it started to evolve where, you had some of these bigger firms like a Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. They started to come in. Like this was probably like the mid to late 2000s, and that's when everything changed. So the whole industry became digital. So I would say like around 2010 is when real estate market started to pick up again, because real estate is in cycles. You have a down cycle, you have a stagnant cycle, then you have an up cycle. So around 2010, not too long ago, it's only about 14 years ago, is when we really started the trend that we're still in this. Usually it was a 5-year cycle. So 2010 to 2015 is when you'd start seeing the market pick up and prices started to increase. Interest rates were pretty stable. Inventory was at a good balance, because you always want to have a good balanced inventory in real estate. Supply and demand, obviously, we talked about that. So I would say around 2016, 2017, the market really, we saw great low interest rates. They were in the 2%, 2.5%. So an interest rate is a big factor in our business because you're leveraging a $500,000 property. Not everybody has $500,000 to buy a house, so you need the bank to, finance the portion of the biggest portion of the property. So you're only putting down a small percentage of, you're putting down maybe $50,000 on a $500,000 property. The bank is now lending you $450,000. So you're leveraging the property, but you're promising the bank that you're going to pay this note back over 30 years. Most people don't live in the house in 30 years, but as you go on, it starts to appreciate in value. So that $500,000 house in 5 years, you hope that property is now worth $800,000. So when you go to sell it, you pay the bank back, and you made a $300,000 profit on the house. So that's what real estate is all about. It's really about buying it low and selling it high, and then just repeating that process. So if you buy your first home, you just get married and you want to invest, obviously buy your first home, try to look for something that's not at the top of the market. You want to look at something that's at the bottom of the market, or right a little slightly above in the bottom of the market. This way, when you go to sell it in 5 years, you make a profit. So around 2019, the market was doing great. Rates were in the 3%. Everything was going well. And then we had COVID. 2020, our business was basically shut down. And, this was a once in a lifetime thing that happened to us. We came out of the last economic downturn in 2008, but we never saw anything like this where business was completely shut down.
How did something like that impact your daily life as a realtor, doing things you once thought normal now?
Right.
So
yeah, we couldn't do anything. We couldn't leave the house. We weren't allowed to go on showings. We couldn't do really anything. We had to wear masks. Obviously, we couldn't go in people's houses. No one wanted us in their houses. So we had to rely on technology. And that's when the phones, obviously we were FaceTiming, and we were using our iPhones and FaceTiming clients. And instead of, once the restrictions started to get lesser, realtors were allowed to go out because we were deemed essential workers, because housing is an essential part of our economy. So, the governor said these are essential workers, they're allowed to go, but, just let's use video technology. So we started FaceTiming. Also, I started using drone and video technology on my listings. So I would hire a photographer, professional photographer. They were also deemed essential workers too, because they were part of the listing and the photography of the property. We would also have, all new apps that came out were able to do floor planning and video walkthroughs with our phones. We never had this type of technology. It was just starting, but COVID really expanded upon it. So that helped us in the COVID part with the technology to really get people that were afraid to come out and look and physically go into a home. At least they were able to see what it looked like. We could make offers, and we could do sales and run our business effectively.
what's a day in the life of Joe Cosentino?
Day in the life. That's a good. It's crazy. We wake up, go to the gym. I try to exercise. I try to go at least 3-4 days a week, because without health, obviously, you got to be healthy to be in the real estate business. You have to get out every day and show properties. So once I go to the gym in the morning, I do my workout, then I come and do my hour of power. So my hour of power is obviously I start calling all my leads. I do like a lot of lead generation. So anybody that's called in the day before, I always call and I make, follow up with them, try to see what properties they want to see. Then I usually do that till about noon. Obviously, I have an office. I go to my office and I do these calls from my office. This way, if I have to make notes, I have my computer there. I also use a CRM, which is a client relationship management software. That's technology again. This is a computer program that I'm able to input all my clients into, set them up, and then market to them and send them emails or text messages or new properties or open houses. I could communicate with them a lot easier. It also has artificial intelligence built into it. So if I'm talking to a client and we're texting or emailing back and forth, I could set that client up with certain parameters and walk away from the desk and it'll still continue to talk to that client just like they think they're talking to me. But it's actually the computer, the artificial intelligence built into the software doing the talking. So these are things where technology is now coming into the real estate business early on, and it's helping us be more efficient, and I don't have to sit at my desk all day making all these calls and follow-ups. And then in the afternoon, after lunch, I usually set up out on my appointments. I go out and show properties. I go meet clients. If it's a new listing, I might meet a photographer, or I might be meeting a developer. Might meet an architect. It depends on the day. Then usually by 5-6 o'clock, I call it a day and I come home.
Could you elaborate on some of those meetings with the photographer or the architect?
Yeah, I mean, photographers, we use professional photographers pretty much on all our listings. We meet them, we set up the appointment. We'll also stage the house. What staging is we'll declutter some rooms. We'll make it where we position furniture, where the room might look a little more open or a little more welcoming. We might remove some pictures and some personal effects that we don't want in the shot. So I'll coordinate that with the photographer. There might be some drone, drone technology used. Sometimes we use drones to get a wide angle on the property. We use that, or videos. We use a lot of videos. And then as far as with architects, sometimes we might be working with a developer who's interested in knocking a property down or buying a piece of land. So that architect might have to come and check out the property with us, have a meeting. We usually will walk the property with the developer, the architect, the realtor, and basically brainstorm and come up with ideas, different ideas between the three of us of what we can do, highest and best use of this piece of land. How can we maximize this property? So the architect would say, he would have the zoning, and he'll know exactly buildable square footage of what the maximum buildable square footage is of that property. The developer will pretty much know the costs of what the costs will be involved, and the realtor will know what that property should be worth by the time it's ready for the market. So it's basically a balance of developer, architect, realtor. You put it together and you come up with a plan, and then you try to make it work.
How big of a role does real estate play in our country using economics?
That's a good question. I would say we're the number 2 GDP producer in the United States. I think we're second to healthcare. So real estate is a tremendous boost to the United States economy. Economics is a part of our culture here. This is a capitalistic country, and we're always looking to build and make things highest and best use of a property. We can't make more land, so you have to take what land you do have and maximize it. So we have a very big part in the economy. You think about all the people that get employed in a real estate transaction. You have the realtors, you have the attorneys, you have title people, You have appraisers, you have home inspectors, then you have, once the house is sold, then you have the contractors who come in and do work to the home, the remodeling, electrical, electricians, plumbers, roofers, windows, HVAC, landscapers, all these different contractors that are employed when, from homeowners. So you think about, all the stuff that goes into your house, the television, the TVs, the radios, the phones, the furniture, the food, everything that goes into a home. That's what it really brings the whole picture together in the real estate world. And that's the biggest part of the real estate, is what it brings to the economy, and how many different businesses get influenced by a real estate transaction.
Could you explain the process of a home sale being made and successful?
A successful home sale obviously is a closed sale. So the process is, it takes long. It's not like you can't do it in a day. The whole process, start to finish, is about 6 months. From the first time the buyer walks into my office to the time they actually close, that could take about 6 months. The time you're actually looking at properties, putting offers in, the offer gets accepted, and then from the time it's accepted to closing is about 45 to 60 days. That's about 2 months. Usually then the closing, obviously you do a walkthrough the day of to make sure the house is in good condition. And then a couple of days after the closing, you always want to check in with the client to make sure they're happy, and when they move in, you want to bring them a gift. And it's a nice goodwill, good gesture. You bring them a nice bottle of champagne on their move-in day, and then you want to keep that move-in day on your CRM, and then send them a little card or call them on their anniversary. So those are nice things. That's how you're going to get referrals in your business. Is you sell a house to a client, they're going to refer you to someone else, and they're going to refer you to that person, and that's how you build up your business, is really through a referral network. And goodwill to you, a nice gesture at the holidays. You buy them a bottle of wine, you send them a nice card, and it goes a long way.
And in those 6 months, how good is it to build a relationship with the buyer, instead of just being like bland and just selling the house, instead of actually having like a
Right.
relationship to build on?
So that's really the key to real estate, is relationship. This is a relationship-driven business. So you could have all the technology, you could have all the marketing, you could be, great on social media and have all these great tips. But if you don't have a good relationship with your clients, and you guys don't get along, they have to trust you, but you have to earn their trust. So it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. The chemistry between the realtor and the client, it's basically happens, over time. So you as you go and take them out and start to see what they like and what they don't like, how they act, how the wife and husband react with each other. Are there any children? Are there other family members involved in this? Is it a first-time home buyer? Is this a move-up buyer? Is it someone that's just sold their house and wants to downsize? So these are all things you learn as you go along with your clients, and helps you in your relationship, and as you go on with them, and then even after you close, you most of the time you stay friends, and at least you stay in touch with them. And that's why I like the CRM so much, because I could stay in touch with all the clients. I don't have to constantly be talking and calling. I could send them an automatic email, an anniversary email, a follow-up email, and the computer does it all. And I just have to manage it and make sure that I put the right information in.
What is stopping other people from going to a different real estate and building the connection actually help than going to another real estate?
Just basically being myself and try to be available for people. A lot of realtors, they take off, they go on vacations, they make some money, they go away. They might go out of the field and go into a different field. I stayed in it. You know, I put my hard work in. I built up a good reputation and a good business. You know, I took what I knew from my past business, I brought it over to the real estate business, and I just serviced and satisfied my clients. So where they would refer me to their friends and family, and they would constantly just say, "You got to keep using Joe. He sold my house. He made me money. He was great to work with. He has a team." I built out a nice team of agents that work under me. You can't do everything alone, so you have to have a team environment and a team mentality to survive and succeed and thrive in real estate.
Thank you so much, Joe. That's going to be on our presentation. I appreciate you coming out tonight. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Have a great day.